Hi, it's me. Hey, you about to open a small business? Or perhaps you're just curious how much it costs nowadays to set up a small business. Either way, I may or may not have the answers. Tomorrow is launch day, and I'm really nervous. I'm excited but nervous that I'm going to fuck some shit up. But I thought we would talk about exactly the expenses that go into opening up a small business. And I'm not saying you can't open up your own business for $0. If you ever seen Shark Tank, you know you can pour millions of dollars into a business. But what about the middle ground and how much it cost me to set up my business? I always tell people this is a business that is 2 years in the making. I quit my job 2 years ago, October of 2022, to set out on this business, and I am just now getting around to it. Whenever I quit my job, I did save up a lot to be able to do that, and I will forever be grateful that I even had the ability to do that. That's what I did. But let's talk about what goes into the cost of a business. And my business is a physical product, so there is packaging involved, website cost, and the actual product itself. My business is kind of separated into 3 different categories. So I have the sticker area of my shop, I have the crochet area of my shop, and soon I will have the clay area of my shop. But for right now, that's just a hobby that I know I eventually would like to monetize because I do enjoy doing it and I would enjoy to share that with others. So I have my spreadsheet in front of me on my iPad. I use Google Sheets, but if you use Excel, power to you. Nothing I love more than a good spreadsheet, and I would be lying to you if I said that I haven't canceled plans to work on my spreadsheet. And I know there's probably a way to make my spreadsheet more efficient. I'm good enough at Sheets/Excel to say I'm proficient at it on my resume. Not good enough that I could probably get a job as a master Excel Sheets user. Engineer? Somebody who sounds really good. Dr. Excel user. That ain't me. I would probably not get that job, but I can say I'm proficient in it. So let me break down the big cost and then we'll get into specifics. And that is not all that this video is going to be. It's still a vlog, vlogging my experience working up to the opening of the shop. But I just thought it'd be a cool little thing to show you guys how much of my own money I have put into opening up this shop so far. Overall, the amount of money that I have sunk into this business so far is $950.79. And to break that down even further, the sticker area of the shop I have put $249.38 into. The crochet area, it's only had $488 sunk into it. And I say that because most of my yarn that I'm still using for the business, I bought before I even thought I was going to make it part of the business. I didn't really count those as business expenses, and a lot of my yarn I got as Christmas presents. Packaging is absolutely where I've sunk the most money into because I'm so scared that I'm not going to have something when I need it. So right now I have sunk $419.70 into packaging, materials, and supplies, and I haven't even gotten everything yet. The clay area I have put $209.40 into, and again, that's still kind of a hobby, so it's not exactly a business expense yet, but if I do start selling clay things, it will turn into a business expense. And you're probably thinking, that doesn't add up to $950.79. The $950.79 is the predicted amount of cost that it is going to take me upon opening. That's for boxes that I still need to order and other little minuscule things that I haven't spent yet. So I guess I should say I will sink $950.79 into the business. And then of course there's Etsy listing fees. I'm starting out with 7 listings, I believe, so it's probably gonna cost me a couple of dollars. For sticker production, my cutter for $1.98. Laminating sheets. Got those for $18.43 in a pack of 50. Sticker sheets, those for $12.97 for a pack of 25 because I was just testing them. I use the Joyeza. And my laminator, which I bought as an impulse purchase because it was on sale for $19.98. And that's all this sticker production stuff. The plush accessories that I've gotten for $4.88 was keychains. And I think there's like 500 in there, so I won't have to buy those again for quite some time. Packaging is where it gets a little insane. For packaging, I'm not going to include all the prices except for the bigger items, but the smaller items that I have purchased would be a kitchen weight and shipping labels, envelopes, cardstock, boxes, packaging tape, bags. The list goes on. The really big things that I have spent money on for packaging is my printer. My printer was $149.99 and I got the Canon IX6820. I would have loved to get a different one, but they were a bit out of my budget. But you know what? This is a little powerhouse and I haven't had problems with it yet, except for the Bluetooth. Yeah, she knows. And then my P.O. box, because I didn't want to use my personal address. Even if I wasn't a content creator, I probably still wouldn't use my personal address because it just seems a little sketch. So I did get a P.O. box, and I got my P.O. box for $42 for the next 6 months. And I was going to make my own business cards, but my printer couldn't quite get the vibrant colors that I wanted. So I got a pack of 100 business cards for $41.02 from Vistaprint. But yeah, so I just wanted to give you a realistic point of view of what it looks like when you're opening up your own business with handmade physical items. Most of your money is probably going to go into packaging, if I'm being realistic. You probably have all the other supplies, and I'm not saying you have to spend nearly as much money as I have. I'm just one of those people, and please don't fall into this trap. It's definitely like a subsection of the research rabbit hole. Like if you go down to the rabbit hole of research, there's like branches. It's like an ant farm. Oh no, it's fine, Pluto, I'll wait. But one of the subsections of the research rabbit hole is wanting the best equipment, even if it's not financially the right choice. So when you're starting your business or when you're starting anything that you're really passionate about, please don't feel like you have to get the best equipment, because you certainly don't. I do it every single time. You don't need all this equipment. All you really need is like your passion and the fucking drive. And as long as you have those, you can literally do anything. So don't be like me. You know what? Let's get to making some listings. I open up the shop tomorrow and we have very little time to make 6 more listings. Come on. Come with me. Come on. We're in this together. Come on. Stop complaining. I don't care if you don't want to keep digging. Right now, I'm just about to go through all the pictures we took earlier today and decide which ones get the golden buzzer and which ones don't, you know? So let's do that. I really appreciate all the advice you guys gave me about the listing photos in the last video, and I really took that into consideration. So I did go with like a simpler listing photo as best as I could. Sunlight doesn't really reach my apartment. It's kind of sad. There's still that creative voice in the back of my head, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is sculpting a backdrop. I did get into Blender and start working on like a concept for the type of thing I want to do, but I think I'm going to go to like Lowe's or Home Depot and get I forget what it's called, but it's like a thin board. I'm going to get that and I'm going to build like an isometric room essentially, so it'll be like my products are alive and living in their own little environment, because that combines my new love for sculpting with this. And I don't even have the listings ready yet, so I'm gonna quit talking and we're gonna start on that. So what I'm kind of looking for in a listing photo is something without glare, obviously in focus, something that's just really clear and nice. So this is not going to make the cut, and actually all of these, we're just going to go ahead and delete them because they've all got a glare on the ear that I didn't like. You'll see it kind of lighten up. So these are all camera raw, so they're a little bit rough shape, and then I have to go into Photoshop. And when I say edit them, I'm not going to touch the colors. Literally the only editing is going to be trying to color correct to where it actually looks like the product, because this is very light and has like a red hinge to it. Tinge that the actual product does not have. So we're gonna try and correct that today. But I'm just gonna go through these real quick and I will get back to you when I am done with those. But I did want to show how quick and easy it is to change the course of a photo and make it a good photo versus a bad photo. So this is the photo I'm currently working with. This was the before I went and edited it, and then this is the after. And you can see here that all I did was tweak a couple of the settings to make it look more like the original product, and then I added a very, very slight S-curve, which if you don't know what an S-curve is, basically any photo editing software will have a curves adjustment layer or something of the sort, and you just make like a little S, and sometimes they're big S's, and my cat's rubbing up against the microphone, and then sometimes they're really subtle S's, but if you take this, you bring it down and it makes it really, really dark. That's the lows, and then this is for the highlights where you can bring it really, really high. 2 feet, I appreciate you wanting to be a part of this. Whenever I go to take these photos again, I'm definitely going to up the f-stop. I had it really, really low because, like I said, I get no sunlight in this place. But it does make for a little bit of a blurry feel that I don't like. For now, it'll work. I'm not that fussed about it, but like I said, this channel is for mistakes and letting you guys see the process. So that was a mistake I made. So if you make stickers or very tiny things and you go to take product photos, it's cool to have the blurry background, but make sure your f-stop is high enough to where you don't make simple mistakes like that. Neither. Quick note, because I went to go make a listing and it popped up an error about images needing to be under 10 megabytes, and I think it's a good thing to know if you don't know this. It's a super easy way, especially if you use Photoshop, but if you don't use Photoshop, I'm sure GIMP or whatever software you use has this feature. But whenever you go to export as, right here, it's going to tell you exactly how big this is. So Etsy would not allow this image. So if you go over to quality, you just drag this. I usually take it about a couple percentage at a time. I'm just gonna go to 92 and it gives me 9 megabytes. I'm just going through all my images right now and making sure, because I totally didn't realize that they only allow 10 megabytes, and especially if you have a higher quality image, it's probably gonna pop up the error. So just wanted to share that real quick. So here are all the listings except for one. I have one inactive because it automatically posted this whenever I was making the shop. So I have that one, and then we have all of these. And I realize that I don't have a lot of stock right now, but I also don't really expect me to go through the stock. Perhaps I'll be here next week being like, so I went through all the stock, but now that it's all done, the pressure is kind of on, because now I have to come up with new designs. With Etsy, one of the big thing in the algorithms is that they constantly want you to post. I want to start working on designs for the next batch, and basically the way I'm going to work on this is to kind of do the shop in batches and to kind of set them out. I feel like that's how most handmade people do it, is they'll do a batch of stock, and then once they sell out, they're like, okay, I'll start prepping, and then they'll release it in another batch, which I think is how I'm going to start out. And maybe I won't like it. I kind of want to do custom orders, but I don't know if I want to do that through Etsy. I'm so nervous, and I know probably nothing will happen. Like, I know I'll launch it and probably be like, okay, and then I'll go off and do something for the rest of the day. But like, just getting this far means so fucking much to me. Because, you know, I told myself a lot of times that I would never do it, and there were people in my life that told me a lot of times that I would never do it, because I never finish anything. It's really a character flaw. You know it's a character flaw when other people are telling you that. I'm just proud of myself, and a lot of you guys have said you're proud of me too. You fucking rock. I make such big goals for myself, but something in me just tells me that I can reach them. It's so funny how you can be so not confident and so confident at the same time. We're gonna do it. Believe in that. Whenever I like pictured this coming to fruition is to, and a lot of business people are probably gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're wasting money. But I don't really give a fuck. Something I've always wanted to do is to pack a first order. Packing a first order for somebody else is probably an insane feeling, and you know, perhaps one day I will get to feel that, but I really want to pack my first order for myself as a gift to myself. I'm not going to ship it off, but just to see it come to life, I think would be really good. Follow me. We're going over here. I'm just kind of lounged up at the moment. We're about 20 minutes out from clicking the go live button, and I'm nervous. April 24th, 2024, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, Starry Koi is officially a shop. And that's some shit. Let's make a dramatic montage. Do you like spreadsheets? Me too. Fuck.